pointed out. And when that law was fulfilled, well, then it could be put aside. It was done or finished, and then the new law took effect. So Jesus promises to build the church, and in Matthew 16, he has this wonderful interaction with Peter, promising to give him the keys of the kingdom. So we know it's going to be in Peter's lifetime. We also understand from all of our other scriptures that we studied that this is a spiritual entity. He is not handing him the keys to a physical building, but he is granting him access, control of access, not that Peter can make law, but rather that Peter enforces those who can and cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Was that Peter's alone? No, we see the other apostles doing precisely the same thing, teaching the same message, engaged in the baptism of individuals who were obedient to the gospel. And of course, then that was extended to other faithful men, as Timothy is instructed to, to teach, entrust the gospel to faithful men who can teach others. And so that is propagated.
We haven't talked about it, but we are the bride of Christ.
It is the bride of Christ, and that speaks of a depth of relationship, and it also speaks to the expected purity of the church, such as one would expect a virgin bride to be married, and would expect purity to remain. And Lord willing, we'll get to some of that during the course of the study. But that absolutely, there's so many analogies that are used that speak to the nature of the church and the nature of its relationship to God, our relationship with God. Well, we know that God is faithful in keeping promises. He builds the anticipation before Pentecost, and that is where we would like to begin today. Are there any questions that we need to answer before we forge ahead? Any feedback on the pace? Any feedback on, you can pop pro or con, and you're welcome to share it here, you're welcome to share it with me privately, whatever you're comfortable with. But let's just make sure that, number one, we all understand, what it is that we're trying to accomplish. We are on the crux of the most significant event in human history. And yes, the death and burial and resurrection of Jesus are significant, but in terms of our relationship with God, what else has to happen? He has to return. But before he returns, what promise had he made? To build He's going to build his church. And so that's the next one. You're right, Stephen. That is the very next significant event in our history, is his return. I love the way you're thinking ahead all the time. Heather.
I was thinking something we didn't touch in the overview is the importance of actually being part of a local congregation, being part of the church. Even those preachers who went around to many congregations when they were local, they joined themselves and worked shoulder to shoulder in a local